Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profits. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients because most can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle, ignite your sales, and unleash lasting profits. You will also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you from beyond today. Have you ever had a Costco rotisserie chicken? Now, it depends on where in the world you are and whether or not you have a Costco, but they are big, tender, and juicy chickens that are made continuously in the Costco warehouses. In fact, as soon as you walk in, you can sort of smell the Costco chicken. Back in the day, I used the Costco chicken as an allegory on how our program would deliver value to the Costco members by empowering their executive team to do more. This was during a presentation of our program to the Costco executive team. I led with this allegory because I had learned how proud Costco was of those chickens. I learned a lot about those chickens, in fact, and it mattered to them. My boss, the president of the company, had flown in for this meeting and was making eye signals to me. He would have kicked me under the table if I had been close enough. He didn't get it. But as he looked around the table, he realized everyone at Costco did. Because I had spent time building rapport and understanding their why. My story was relevant to Costco. It explained our solution in a way that made an instant connection. And that day, I closed a multi-million-dollar deal. Last week, we revealed and discussed learning how to create a delightful client experience journey with process mapping. Today, I'm going to reveal how to create a profitable value strategy that gets sales. Giving value with highly desirable content requires a lot more than a fabulously designed lead magnet. In fact, the design, unless it's a hot mess, could be anything. It's the content. It's what matters to them. That content you create must answer your prospective client's why. Demonstrate your expertise and pique their interest to learn more. By the end of today's episode, you will know how to deliver valuable content in multiple formats that matter to your prospective client and drive engagement. Create your objection bank to frame the answers to your client's questions and guide the sale forward. Develop your core materials, processes, and cadence in multiple formats to boost conversion. Developing a robust communication plan is crucial to providing a delightful client experience, shortening your sales cycle, and closing more sales. Building out your communication value strategy is focused on your client thinking. That's why I talk about it in every single episode. What they want, need, or lack. What area of concern are they trying to address? What pain point do they want solved? Why does it matter to them? What's in it for them? So they can do what? That's what you're looking for. And here's my bonus tip. All of this work helps you think to speak because you've thought it through. You know what to say. Enabling you to deliver a delightful client journey experience from the very beginning and at each stop along the way. Building out your communication plan up front saves you so much time on the back end, and it avoids costly mistakes. Thinking ahead enables you to see the big picture, anticipate and mitigate weak spots, and incorporate automation and effective tools. It gives you the ability to stay focused on the client's perspective and frame each step around delivering value that benefits them so they can. You avoid that deer in the headlights scenario where you are tossed a curveball or objection. Because one of the exercises we're going to cover today is creating an objection bank. And I've already said this, but it bears repeating. All of this helps you think to speak. You've thought it through, you know what to say, and it's a great idea to practice and role play as well. All right, value strategy. Let's take a moment here. I want you to think of the top 10 questions your client has. What about their top 10 objections? And their top 10 pain points. Now, as you're thinking about this and you've worked through your client why exercises, you've worked on your ideal client avatar, you actually know what those pain points are. You know what they want, need, or lack. You know what's keeping them up at night. You know what their big goals and dreams are. You know what types of questions they're going to have about your product or service. How is it going to answer their what they want, need, or lack? And I am sure that along the journey, you have encountered objections in your sales process. You know, it's normal. I want everybody to reconsider this. An objection is not a no. It's a no for now. It's a desire for more information. I want you to prioritize the top three, those top three of the pain points, your top three questions, and your top three objections. Now, let's work out those questions with a wide variety of formats. Write a blog, create a video, a white paper, an infographic. Provide a reason for prospects to follow up with you. All right. And be attracted. These can be lead magnets on your website. You can combine these into a document. You could actually go through some of those top 10 pain points in a checklist or a guide that they can click and download. Another strategy is to interview thought opinion leaders and those who are in your industry about specific topic problems that you solve. Now, you want to package their responses in a case study or a guide. This also lets you create those wonderful relationships with these thought leaders and perhaps discover a partner and a referral resource. All right, now let's segue into 6 golden keys, because this episode is focused on communication as a key strategic methodology to foster relationships and move the sales process forward. Obviously, there's a whole layer of interpersonal communication. The number one foundation is mutual respect. You are of equal stature with each business partner, with each prospect. If the organization you are working with has their own terminology, you want to adopt it. By doing so, you demonstrate your comprehension of their business. So, as an example, my client Costco refers to their customers as members and their locations as warehouses, not stores. And I'm going to tell you a secret. It really drives them crazy when suppliers and vendors don't call them warehouses and don't call them members. Because everything is centered around delivering value to their members. That's one of the first things they ask. Does this matter to the members? Does it add value to our members? And that's why I use that in my final program presentation to their senior executives. My story at the beginning of the episode demonstrates how to use your client's terminology and what matters to them to guide the sale forward. And that's also creating a story, stories that matter to them, that make sense to them, and incorporating that into your communication plan. Now, one last point I want to make is that an objection is not a no. Now, I said that before, but it bears repeating. It's a test to see if you're going to give up or seize the opportunity to learn more about your client's needs. Okay, so let's reframe how you view those. So as we dive in to creating an objection bank, this is how you do it. You're going to start an Excel file or a Google Sheet for your objection bank. You're going to list your objections on the far left column, and then your responses in the right column. So for every row, you'll have an objection, and then you're going to have a response. The purpose is to build a standard operating procedure and knowledge base as you grow, scale, and add more team members. And as you encounter new objections, be sure to add them with your response to the bank. Your responses should sound like you. So please, please, please include your own flair. So here's some examples. Can you guarantee my results? I'd love to, but I don't have the money. It's not in the budget right now. I need to think about it. You've probably all heard these at one point or another. And this is just the tip of that objection bank. You absolutely want to include those in there. You're going to formulate your response, role play, and practice answering these objections. Now, when you think about this, record the objections that you've heard and everything that's gone on before, and then anticipate what you will encounter for your product or service. So when you're just starting out, anticipate what type of objections you're going to receive, and then record this in your objection bank. If you've heard it before, it's better be in there. And when you hear something new, it gets added. Then compose how you are going to answer, and practice how you will answer that objection. So I want you to think about this because it's so crucial. Think about what your client is asking in that objection. What are they really looking for? So if it's not in the budget right now, well, that's true because they didn't know about this product or solution. But every one of us can rework our budget when something matters and it's important to us and we want, need, lack it. It's going to let us accomplish that so they can. They'll find a hole in their budget. They'll make room in that budget. They'll get that approved. So think about that objection. What it's really telling you is you haven't demonstrated why your product or service matters to them. And you need to get some more questions. It's going to lead to more questions around that, because that's really one of those tactics is, well, let's just see if they give up. You haven't demonstrated your value and why the program matters to them. So as you answer these objections, you need to, once again, put your client perspective on. Why did they just say that? What's going on? What are their emotions? What are their motivations? Where are they at in their process? What do you need to find out? Because you're wearing your detective hat so that you can answer the objection, uncover what's the true hidden objections to move the sale forward, to move the conversation forward. So answer the most common objections in your FAQs. So this is a fabulous way to clear them up right away. So what are those types of questions that you encounter that you can answer in your FAQs and or objections? Because this works for both questions and objections. You can also answer pain points in your FAQs. And FAQs are a great piece to put at the bottom of landing pages. All right. They're a fabulous tool, and make sure you leverage those. All the big brands do. Take a look at Netflix. As you scroll down, you're going to find there are FAQs that are answering like why you should sign up and become a subscriber of Netflix. So as I noted above, use these core 10 questions, these objection points, these pain points, I should say, to help you create content and address and resolve the objections. Let's talk about these core materials and when you create them. You want something that's easily digestible. Clients need to have it answer why they want it, that big why. Checklists and guides are terrific. Make them short and sweet. They shouldn't be more than 2 pages. They need to be able to be digested in 5 minutes or less, 3 to 5 minutes, all right? So that they can get that content that they want. So here is a process that you want to go through as you create this lead magnet. Once again, why does it matter to them? Walk them through that process. At the end of the lead magnet, of course, you're going to have the ability for them to connect with you further, move them forward in the sales process. That's the purpose. The other purpose is that you've added them into your tribe because they've opted into the lead magnet. So let's talk about that piece. And I am going to go deeper into this in a future episode. So this is high level, but you need, when they opt into that lead magnet, they say, yeah, I want that lead magnet. A new page opens up. Don't just let them download the lead magnet after you get their email. All right. Instead, a new page should open up, and it's going to provide them with direction on how they're going to be able to access and download the lead magnet. And it's going to prompt them to take the next step in the sales process. Now, an automated email will be sent with a link to download the resource. And in that pop-up that comes up, that new window that comes up, you're going to tell them what the subject line is and how they're going to be able to download the resource from there. That's all provided, that information. So when they receive their automated email, they go, oh, yeah, right subject line. There's my resource. They open it. You're going to have content around the resource and direction on how they can now click to download it. And once again, that information on how they can move forward in the sales process. Now, I want you to really think about why you're doing this, because you're like, well, I'm creating all these obstacles for them to get that download. What you're actually doing is training your new prospects to open your emails. You need to open your emails and to click through the emails, that they receive valuable content when they open and click. All right. This is why you're putting these steps in place. And, you may lose a few people along the way, but those who stay in, they wanted that resource. They are your target audience. And now you've trained them to open and click through on your emails. And at that point, they get a link to that landing page where they download the resource. And that landing page, once again, gives them the information about the resources and prompts them to take the next step in the sales process. Now, they have downloaded their resource. They have that in place. They receive a welcome sequence. And all of this that I've just discussed is all automated with your email service provider or the tools that you're using for your funnel. Now, your welcome sequence should be a 3-part welcome sequence. And once again, I'm going to go high level on this because we're going to go more in depth in a future episode because your welcome sequence is so important. But it should be a 3-part welcome sequence. And there's a reason behind that. And that's that there's going to be a certain number of people that opt out at the very beginning. But when you deliver value at each stage of those 3 steps of the welcome sequence, the people who stay at the 3rd email, they're pretty much your subscribers for life. So because you have now really invited them in to your community, you've delivered surprise bonus content, because that's what we're going to do. You are going to, in this 3-part series, you're going to establish expectations. That's in the first email. You're going to share something about yourself. You're going to welcome them to community. You're going to be sure to say that you're going to be offering them free and paid offers. And you're going to deliver a surprise bonus, that valuable piece of content that they can't find anywhere else, but that's in their welcome sequence. All right, then you're going to go through the next 2 welcome emails. Once again, giving them more information and providing that surprise bonus value to click through. And as I said, I'm going to dedicate an entire episode to this process and the components in a future episode. Let's talk about adding a fresh sheen with all these things we've been talking about. It's important to revisit your website, your social channels, and your existing communications. You should do this on a regular basis. And especially now, when you've shifted your viewpoint to align with your client's perspective, make sure you're answering their why. So here's some tips on what to revisit. Your value proposition on your website. Let's take another look at that. Click to share value statements. So this can be your lead magnets, right? They have to click to share to get those pieces. You can also have click to shares on your site. There's a whole bunch of different types of plugins, and they can actually click it and share it on their social media. And so these can be little graphics, they can be a statement, they can be a tip, that golden nugget. Those are great pieces to drive engagement and interaction. You want to refresh your sales materials. Make sure that those lead magnets are delivering that value, and you have that process in place to train them to open and click through your emails and provide them with that opportunity to make the next step in the journey. You want to look at your LinkedIn profile. Let's get that updated. Let's get that swapped out for your client why. And absolutely, I'm going to talk about this on a separate episode. This is a very important piece for your business, for your credibility, for your instant validation of who you are and what you do and how you serve your clients. You also want to take the moment to review your influence and authority. There are a number of tools and ways that you can do that. And I'm going to provide that extra deep dive when we do the episode on your LinkedIn profile, because there's a LinkedIn tool that's everyone has access to that will give you your social index score. But there's all kinds of different tools that you can use to really get an idea of your influence and authority. A simple way to do right now today, just type your name into Google and hit search. See what comes up and how many pages comes up. All right. That is a key that you can see right off that if you put my name in Google, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. It's just going to, page after page. Now, I do have a unique name. If your name is Jane Smith, yeah, we're going to need to do something so that you really can stand out, because in a Google search, that's not going to work. But it is a great way if you have a unique name to be able to drop that in and see what comes up, or your company name. without just going to the website. Instead, just see what comes up on that authority and influence. Because developing a robust communication plan is crucial to providing a delightful client experience, shortening your sales cycle, and closing more sales. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. On behalf of the Win-Win Women Network, I have carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on and ignite your sales call with me and to see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. And I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, we revealed how to create a profitable value strategy that gets sales. The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I am really, truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. You can go to p2q.link/win-win. And that's in our show notes. And of course, you can also connect with me on our website. And to stay current on all of our insightful advice, breakthrough advantages, and never miss an episode of Get More Clients, you can sign up for our weekly wisdoms at petitetoqueen.com. And for a sneak peek preview, we are now offering a full membership program. And you get to go deeper and get access to our worksheets, our guides, our exercises that will build your sales strategy every step of the way so that you can implement these solutions on the fly so that you can see immediate results and start getting more clients. You can take a look at those on our website at petitetoqueen.com/memberships. I would love to see you in the next session. Now, next week on Get More Clients, you will discover 5 ways to repurpose and refresh content to grow your client base. This is going to be a powerhouse episode so that you can take all that incredible work that you've already done, a lead magnet article, a video that you've already created, and then let's repurpose it. Because surprisingly enough, some people don't read the articles. Some people won't look at the video. Some people don't look at that infographic. So we repurpose it in a multitude of ways and formats. Because the other thing is that many times people need to see and hear the same message over and over again before they pick up on it. I will see you next week on Get More Clients.